compliance with New Jersey's Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, I hereby declare that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided, specifying that this meeting would be held on this date in the municipal building, 55 River Road, Edgewater, New Jersey, at 7 p.m. This notice was sent to the record in Jersey Journal, posted on the bulletin board in the lobby of the Borough Hall, and posted on the borough's website. This time I'd ask for a moment of silence. Councilman Hemwood, can you lead us in the salute to the flag?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd ask for a motion to go out of the regular order of business, present commendations, and make police appointments. I would introduce the, do I have a second? Roll call.
Councilman Henry.
Yes.
Councilman Dorans.
Yes.
Councilman Monty.
Yes.
Councilman Vidal.
Yes.
And Councilman Whitehead.
Yes.
This time I would like to invite EMTs Cheryl Reynolds, Lee Ruffle, and Jonathan Yu to come up. Commendation for each of the EMTs. I'll read the commendation. They're all the same, so I'll read one and I'll present the commendations. Whereas on Wednesday, May 14, 2014, a call was received by the police department that a 95-year-old female was having difficulty breathing. And whereas the emergency medical service and paramedics were dispatched to that location, and whereas upon arrival they discovered that that patient was unresponsive but breathing, and whereas the emergency medical crew then took the patient outside for transport to the hospital, and whereas during this time the patient went into cardiac arrest, the EMS crew began cardiopulmonary resuscitation, and whereas the patient's heartbeat was restored, and the paramedics continued advanced treatment while en route to Holy Name Hospital, and whereas as a result of the Edgewater Medical Services actions, the patient survived this medical episode and was discharged from the hospital on May 19, 2014, after having a pacemaker implanted. And now, therefore, be it resolved that I, James F. Delaney, Mayor of the Borough of Edgewater, do hereby present this commendation to emergency medical technician Cheryl Reynolds, Lee Ruffle, and Jonathan Yu, and all the emergency responders in recognition of their life saved and commitment and dedication to public safety. Thank you very much. All right, we're moving forward with our police appointments. Just like to say a few words before I have the clerk read the resolution appointing the 2 new police recruits. Our first appointee, Robert Carano III. Bobby currently serves the Borough of Edgewater as a volunteer firefighter. He is a veteran who served in the United States Navy during the years of 2007 until 2012. During his service time, Bobby was a line corpsman for the 1st Platoon in Afghanistan, where he participated in patrols as the sole medical asset in a hostile environment. He was a senior line corpsman for the 1st Marine Division in Camp Pendleton, California, a medical regulator, EMF in Kuwait, where he coordinated ground and air medical evacuation missions for Operation Iraqi Freedom. In addition, Bobby was an ER team leader at the Naval Hospital in Italy, where he supervised, trained, and mentored new sailors. He is currently a Local 1 elevator apprentice with Liberty Elevator Corp since 2013. At this time, Bobby, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank you for serving our country, and I thank you again for affording everybody here the freedoms we take for granted. So thank you very much. Our second appointee is Theodore Wedlow, Jr. Teddy currently serves the Borough of Edgewater as a volunteer first aid squad member. He has earned his bachelor's degree in sociology from East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, and his associate degree in criminal justice, where he achieved a grade point average of 3.67. That GPA qualified him to become a member of the academic fraternity Phi Theta Kappa. Upon successfully achieving 2 degrees, Teddy has been working full-time in the emergency department as a unit representative at the Newton Medical Center. Since that time, he became increasingly interested in finding ways to help people who are in need of assistance. Hence, his ambition led him to become an emergency medical technician. He currently manages his work schedule between working in the emergency room, working as an EMT for the Englewood Hospital and Medical Center, and volunteering his time as an EMT with the Borough of Edgewater's Volunteer First Aid Squad. Thank you. At this time, I ask that Robert Carano come up with his family, take the oath of office. I state your full name.
I, Robert Vincent Carano III,
Solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will obey true faith and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established in the United States
and to the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
And I do solemnly swear
And I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
6 of the Code of the Borough of Edgewater establishes a police department, and whereas the Department of Personnel advertised an examination for police officers in said department, and whereas the following applicants have successfully completed an examination for such position: Robert B. Crane III of Edgewater and Theodore E. Wetlow Jr. of Edgewater. Now therefore be resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Edgewater that Robert B. Crane III and Theodore E. Wetlow be and are hereby appointed as police officers in the Edgewater Police Department effective July 14, 2014. And be it further resolved that the limited appointment shall be conditioned upon said appointees being qualified, successfully completing all training prerequisites, and shall be further subject to completion of required medical and psychological examinations.
Do I have an introduction?
All of these.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Councilman Henry.
Yes.
Councilman Doran.
Yes.
Councilman Monti.
Yes.
Councilman Vidal.
Yes.
Councilman Bartolomeo.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Has the Wetlow family come up?
First, I would like to thank Mayor Delaney for being so gracious as he steps aside so that I can administer the oath of office. Teddy Kingsborough, there was a long friendship over the years. I'm so honored that I was asked by Teddy to administer the oath of office this evening. I've known him since birth and have enjoyed watching him grow into the young man that he is today. But I have to tell you a story. Okay? I just want to share one of the memories that I had of Teddy when he was about 4 or 5 years old. Marie, Teddy, and the kids would celebrate Christmas Eve at our house along with family and friends. My nephew Michael was the same age as Teddy. Casey, Teddy's sister, was a little older. I was emphatic about holiday traditions, and I wanted to sit all the kids down to begin a new tradition, reading of the story the night before Christmas. Teddy's laughing. When I attempted to gather up all the kids, including my own, to sit down so that I could read the story, Teddy, his sister Casey, and my nephew Michael would run away from me, running through the room, yelling, "No, Mama, no!" So I chased them around and around until they had no choice but to sit and listen to the story. Meanwhile, the rest of the guests couldn't control their laughter. Anyway, several Christmases ago, I was in a card store, and I found a reportable version of The Night Before Christmas. So I thought, they thought they would never have to listen to me read that story again. So I bought the reportable book, recorded the story, and dedicated it to both Teddy and Casey. When they received the book, Teddy laughed and Casey rolled her eyes, and they said, "It's crazy." Okay, Ted, are you ready to take your, put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand, and please repeat after me. "'Twas the night before Christmas." Okay, seriously. You got it? Listen up. I state your full name.
I, Theodore Wetlow Jr.,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New
and
Jersey,
the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established in the United States
and the governments established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I do solemnly
and
swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
Anyone want to leave to celebrate the appointment? Feel free to. We know how to clear out a crowd up. Bye, guys.
Congratulations, Ted. So proud of you. Hanging in there?
I love that emergency room.
I'll be poor and fat because they got straps and shopping. So she'll be poor.
We'd like to see the thing. Do you know what it was? Just to give it back.
Thank you very much.
Try this. This is like right here, right down.
This time I'd ask for a motion to return to the regular order of business. So moved.
Wait, wait. Councilman Henwood, second. Councilman Henwood?
Yes.
Councilman Doran? Councilman Monti?
Yes.
Councilman Bedell?
Yes.
Councilman Bartholomew? Yes.
This time I'd like to open the meeting to the public. Anyone wish to be heard? Mary.
Oh, yes, sorry. Let me do it. I don't make it. Just trying to make it look cool.
The agenda tonight is extremely busy, and in going over it, the first 9 items, I'm sorry, 10 items, plus the resolution for the appointments, were discussed in the work session. Tonight's agenda consists of about 7 resolutions that have no costs, and 9 that have regular costs, which are, salary, wages, clothing allowances. Then there's about 10 that have these extraordinary costs, and only one of them was discussed in the work session, which was English engineers survey. And then we have the DPW appointment, and we have the strategic recovery plan consultant, then we have tax settlement, and we have appointment of a police communications clerk, which I find very unusual since we're introducing the ordinance to create that position tonight. We have the Hilliard Avenue, paving, sanitary sewer, paving of Oxon Hill, 4 vehicles that you're buying and or leasing. And my question was, and I guess it really should be addressed to Councilman Vidal, since he's the, does the budget and stuff, and I know that he's been praised many times before this council for his work on it. You have a ballpark figure of how much this is all costing us, since none of it's been discussed in previous work session? Anybody know what you're passing? I'm assuming it's going to be passed. That was one of my questions. The second question was the developers agreement which is 2014-167. I think they have an error in the bond because it's for a health spa, a restaurant, and a 72-room hotel, and 90% of the performance bond is $156,000. That's all that I'm asking for. And I presume the bond's got to be in the million on something that big a project. I also went on the website because I couldn't find anywhere on the website, things for the hiring of the hiring of the people that you're doing tonight. There was no ad for it, if anybody wanted to apply. But I did see a section that has to do with, Veterans Field, and the last thing on the documents that were posted there was about the property down on Freeland, and it said the DEP, stops. And so I said, oh wow, this is the document you had been talking about having a meeting, so I figured it was a document. And when I went on, it was the newspaper article from the View, and I can't figure out why the newspaper article from the View is on the documents that the borough is putting out for Veterans Field. Obviously, the View got the information from the borough. I would think the information they gave the View is what should be on our website, because newspapers can only give you like 1 or 2 lines, and so they summarize that all into this small thing that will fit in a newspaper. So where is the information that the borough supplied? That's what I was looking to see on that website, not an ad for the Bergen, for the Edgewater View, or vice versa, the Edgewater View being the authority on what's happening on Veterans Field. So I wish someone would address that as to why we're putting them up there as, yes, the gospel according to the borough of Edgewater in terms of Veterans Field. But I do want to know the money. I mean, we have all these things that we presume you're passing because they're on the agenda. We never discussed anything beyond 10 in any sessions, and how these things suddenly appeared. And I know they list on the resolutions, it lists, you got 3 quotes and you chose this one. But there was never a discussion here as to why you chose that one over another one. You just picking it out of the hat and voting on it tonight. It would be appreciated if the public could see these things ahead of time. which is the other thing, and I know you say you're working on it, but if you can scan and send to all of you the documents that are attached to these resolutions, why can't that be put on the borough website? You've already scanned it, it's already there. Why can that not appear on the website along? We don't even have the resolutions, all we have is the agenda. Why aren't the resolutions and the documents supporting the resolutions on the website, since all of that has already been scanned and sent to the council and there? Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Anyone else wish to be heard? Michael?
Michael Steady, 64 to 66. River Road. I had a conference in Covenant Council on March 3rd this year, where I presented to you the results of a survey that I was authorized to do regarding shady side parking. And what you always say with this page that summarized the whole thing, and we went over it together. So, but recently I looked at it and I said, God, this is incomprehensible, only to me. So I reformatted it. I did not change any information, only in one place where I had to drop 3 units and it's explained. Basically, there are 2 tables, one for business employees and the other one for residential. I think the 2 tables are now very clear. I don't have to be embarrassed by that. And the one thing about this survey is that you weren't in this meeting. Okay. The one thing is that this is not a complete survey in the sense, one for you, one for
Thank
Ray.
you. Oh, I'm right now.
Yeah. What I surveyed was business employees demand and residents demand. The one element which is missing, which was not in the scope of it, was customer parking demand. This is outside, it's not. So basically, the conclusion was that the demand of the business is about 80 cars, and the current demand of the resident is about 20, together it's 100 cars, and we don't have customer demand for parking. So then...
You don't have customer demand or there's not anything for it.
No, I didn't say there's nothing.
Okay.